Hey!
Hi.
Yeah! We've tried this like 4 fucking times. And I go 1, 2, 3 to see where I need to like stop the little preview thing and just cut. That's the only editing we do is the 1, 2, 3 at the beginning of things. And at the end of 3, Rhea barked like 4 times in a row. So we had a huge pause. We said hi, and then she barked. But fuck it. We are moving on. Finally.
Thank you for the behind the scenes.
Yes.
Moment.
Behind the scenes, you can, follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Don't Wanna Watch, see all our behind the scenes bullshit. I mean, there might be a picture up here soon of 2 margarita glasses, one with salt, one without, because the maker of those margaritas only deemed one glass salt worthy, and I don't have one.
Who are you talking about, Mike?
I don't know. Maybe there are 2 margarita glasses in this room right now. Rhea doesn't have one, so it's probably ours. Yours has salt. Mine doesn't.
I'm sorry.
That's alright. I understand. No. You were thinking of...
Only myself.
Couldn't get... No.
I was only thinking of myself.
I was going to say you just couldn't... You were only focused on the task at hand, which is putting salt on your margarita glass, because you were so talking or thinking about the episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City that we just watched.
Yeah, and I was also just thinking of myself.
Well, that too, but I wasn't going to be the one to say it.
I mean, I'll say it. I was only thinking of myself.
I'll let that just sit there. I'm not even going to comment again on it.
And I'm not going to even embellish on it.
Yeah, and in addition to the Instagram and
because
Twitter accounts...
Because honestly, listen, sometimes I only think of myself, and that's who I am.
And that's my life.
Oh, please!
So I mentioned the Twitter and Instagram, but you could also go to don'twannawatchthat.com. We're available on pretty much every fucking podcast platform. If somebody you know is like, yo, you should check these motherfuckers out, and you're like, oh, I go to this fucking weird podcast platform, and it's not there, tell us, and we'll make sure it's there. That's really all we can do. Like it, share it, all that bullshit that you're supposed to do on those platforms, so that more people see us and they could listen to our stupidity. Because that's really all it is. Because we're a couple of idiots drunk at 6:30 on a Saturday night off margaritas.
And that is the truth.
Yeah, not even lying. And we're going to talk about The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, episode 3, which it's early if you can only watch on TV if you're 65 years old. But if you're, a millennial or younger and you have the Bravo TV app on your...
So it wasn't
Fire Stick or some shit, or if you had Twitter and you watched it live on Thursday night. We couldn't watch it live on Thursday night, but it's Saturday night. Bravo TV app. Watching it early.
Got another positive COVID test, baby.
We can't get out of the thumb of fucking COVID.
Fucking COVID.
We've had it for 3 fucking weeks. We feel fine. We're drinking margaritas at this point.
Guess what? It's
Saturday.
Whatever.
I need 2 positive tests to return to work, and I haven't gotten them. So,
can't go back to work.
Whatever.
May as well black out.
May as well just drink a bunch of vodka and see what happens. Or actually tequila. See, I don't even know what we're drinking now.
See, so we decided to make margaritas.
Yes.
We were inspired by Whitney.
Yeah, episode 2, when they were talking about the bar.
Yes.
And then she was like, yeah, we had top shelf shit like Casamigos.
So we wanted to find Lisa's tequila, Vita.
And we were going to do a taste test with margaritas.
We were going to make margaritas with it. We couldn't find it. So this is for Whitney.
Yep.
We bought Casamigos.
Hell yeah. For Whitney and George Clooney, because I think he owns it.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a part owner of Casamigos Tequila.
Are you serious? Do you really know that?
Yes. I think if you look that up right now, you'll find it to be true.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Go ahead, you look it up. And I will give us the quick little intro to episode 3, Salt Lake City. So the first 2 episodes have been absolutely fucking wild. We love the sincerity of Heather and Whitney and the craziness of Lisa and, especially Mare. Meredith has an interesting storyline. And Jen is a fucking... I think she's trying to...
Wow, it really is. Casamigos is a tequila company founded in 2013 by George Clooney, Mandy Gerber, and Mike Meldman.
Those are the lip smacking sounds of being right.
Yeah.
I make those frequently.
I make those because I'm always right.
I usually am. And then when I'm wrong, I readily admit it, and you take such glee.
Yeah, because you're always right.
Sorry, I don't say things that I think to be untrue, which is why I wear a mask and stuff. Anyway, let's just talk about Salt Lake City.
Even though we have COVID.
Yeah, right. Wear all the masks you want, dickheads.
But you still may get COVID, like us.
Yeah. So let's dive into the episode after 6 minutes of us talking about complete bullshit and tequila.
Who cares?
But tequila is a central theme, so fuck it, right? So we start off. Lisa's basically just driving around in the car with the little kid in the back, and she's like, "Bitch, you better know your 10 Commandments." And he's like, "Thou shalt not smoke."
yes, his 10 Commandments were like such a great. He was such a cute kid at that moment.
I caught one grain of salt from my previous. Oh, yeah. No, but he was like, yeah, don't smoke and don't do anything bad.
Yeah, don't do anything bad. And she asked, like, well, what do you mean by bad? And he's like, don't watch porn.
Yeah, that kid's not repressed already at fucking 8 by being a fake woman.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Yeah. So then we automatically, quickly flip to Meredith and Brooks, and they're out there. And, I remember seeing this bullshit on, QVC when I was, 20 years old. They are getting, this treatment where they wrap, a belt around you in the areas where your fat cells are, and it shocks you in order to pretend that you're working out. So, basically, you're laying there for an hour with this fucking electro belt on, shocking you, instead of just going on a treadmill and walking. And that's preferable for some reason. But I remember a kid walking around in my Navy schools in 2001, and he had one of these on under his uniform, and he bought it on QVC, and it was just basically a weight belt. He was like, "Bro, I'm gonna have the sickest abs." I'm like, "You are not,
sir.
No,
you are not.
You are not." So yeah, fuck both of them because that was stupid. I can't. Hey, do your thing, whatever.
When you can afford it.
Yeah, but just go buy the thing on QVC and walk around your house with it on, or do a sit-up.
Maybe it's extra special. Okay,
true, maybe it's a bonding. Maybe it's a bonding moment. They were both bonding over how little they work out.
Not.
So I haven't walked a lap in about a year and a half, and Brooks is like, I haven't exercised since I was in high school.
5 months. Yeah, in 5 months or whatever. Lenny won't stop. He's barking. He's kind of talking.
Yeah, he's not even really barking loud. It's just a lazy, he just wants somebody to acknowledge him. Lenny, if you come in here, I'll pet you while we're doing this, bro.
Oh, he's staring at Rhea. Oh, God. The barking.
Now they're both in here and they're both hanging out. But yeah, so I thought that this was a ridiculous scene. I couldn't believe that this was still a thing. Because I thought, that they disproved all that bullshit that was on the QVC commercials, you know what I mean? And that this type of treatment or whatever went away.
Well, it didn't.
Yeah, apparently
there they
not.
Are.
It's kind of ridiculous, though. So anyway.
Yeah,
then we go to Whitney.
Yes, Whitney setting up for a party at the Speakeasy.
Yeah. And I thought it was cool how they set it up because they went into this antique store, and then all of a sudden they said a bunch of code words, and then the guy was like, "Okay, well I'll show you the back room," and then he opened a bookcase and they were in a fucking bar. And I thought that was especially cool because they're in Utah where people act like prohibition's still a fucking thing.
There's a couple of bars like that in the city. You've never been?
Well, yeah. No, I've seen them before, and I think they're cool, but I think it's got an especially extra layer of interesting because of where they live and what they're fucking about out there.
Yeah. There was a spot in the West Village above a Five Guys. So you would have to walk all the way back to where the kitchen would be.
Just like the 20s.
Yes, just like the 20s.
Yeah, past the Five Guys.
And then you walk upstairs, and it was a little, tiny little speakeasy bar. And then there was another one on the Lower East Side that I went to. And you had to, like, go through a back alley down in... Maybe I'm making that up, but it was, like, in a back alley, down into the basement, then up the stairs, in the back. It was, like, in this small little bar, and you're drinking cocktails out of a teacup.
That's interesting.
Right?
When I used to live in Virginia, when I was in the Navy, the bars would close at 2 a.m., but they would have social clubs that were allowed to serve booze until like 4 a.m. And so,
like what?
No, like you couldn't. Like I went to a bar on the block, and then that bar closed at 2. But then like further down the block, there was like this hole in the wall with no fucking windows. That was a social club that you have to be a paid member of. That you could go in to
like
drink until like 4 or 5.
Yeah, like the Mare.
Yeah, but they were like speakeasy-ish, and I thought that was pretty fucking cool. Speaking of drinking in the Navy, in South Carolina, when I used to live there, they have a little bottle law. Did you know that?
No.
They're not allowed to have open bottles of liquor behind the bar in South Carolina. So they just have rows of like airplane bottles.
Yeah.
So when you buy a Jack and Coke in South Carolina, you get one airplane bottle of Jack Daniels and they pour it into your drink. And that's it.
I think I remember them doing that in Ireland. In my 20s.
I can't imagine that's the case in Ireland. I feel they love open bottles behind the bar.
No, no, I think they had, well, no, they definitely had open bottles behind the bar, but they were like in a spout. Like the bartenders didn't pour it themselves. Yeah. You know, like when you see, you know, when the bartender like counts to like 4 or whatever, they use like a measuring cup. They had it mounted behind the bar so that when they pull the lever, it like let out exactly. Like,
like in McDonald's when you hit a small, medium, or large, you hit a button and it does exactly what you asked for.
I could be making that up, but
I think you might be. I feel.
I'm pretty sure.
I feel like you might be making that up.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about that.
I don't buy that for some reason. I feel like Will Ferrell and Anchorman right now pointing at you like, I don't believe you. Like,
I'm pretty sure that's a real thing.
Maybe it's just at that one place. Have you had too many margaritas to continue?
I'm definitely buzzed right now.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure I remember that. I don't know if that's really true, but I feel like it could have happened.
Yeah. I wrote down at the end of that little thing about Whitney, though, that it seemed like a pretty cool place, though. Like,
yeah.
And, like, the guy looked, like, really authentic. Like, he looked like an uptight asshole at first, but then he's like, oh, you said the magic words, and he opened the thing, and they were in the bar.
Yeah.
And so he was playing the part. It was very cool. Then we get Heather, and she's preparing for the employee baby shower in mass.
Yes.
Which is very adorable on her part.
Yeah.
5 out of the 20 employees are all pregnant,
crazy.
and they all have boys.
Yes.
They're all having boys.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy, yeah. The odds of all that happening are just absolutely pretty wild.
But it's also very sweet of Heather to throw a baby shower like that. I thought that whole scene was very, I don't know, I just thought it was cute.
That all being said,
here we go.
I thought it was completely off the wall and completely missing the base of things when she was like, they don't want diapers, they want Range Rover big wheels. You know what? They fucking want diapers. Because these kids are not even fucking born yet, and you are years away for big wheel time. You need diapers right now. Save the big wheels for the 5th birthday, Heather. Okay? Because Range Rover big wheels at this point in time are not what infants need. Just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I thought that was...
I agree.
That completely missed the mark, I felt. Like, everything was absolutely fantastic and spot on.
I mean, here I am thinking, oh, wow, she's a boss.
No, she's awesome. No. I don't want to give that wrong impression. I just mean, like,
maybe,
even, like, as a
look
mom
at me defending
herself,
Heather. Look at me. Maybe, like, she feels like her family and their family, rather.
Yo, just for everybody listening to this right now, looking at Mare's face, she is struggling to come up with reasons to defend Heather right now. in why a 1-week-old child needs a Range Rover big wheel. Let's see what you can come with. Let's go. On you,
when
man.
you put it that way.
All I'm saying was, I thought it was a fantastic gesture. The party was fantastic. The husbands were there. They had games.
You're right.
They were talking shit about other fucking housewives because you got to do that too. But it should have been a bag of diapers or a crib. Get a crib and a car seat. You know what I mean? Like get something like that.
Yeah.
A car seat. Give them real Range Rovers to drive the kid around in.
I'm just always in the mind of like, somebody else is gonna get that. Why don't I get the fun gift?
The fun. That's what you want if we have a kid, is a fucking Range Rover?
No. Not if we have a kid. But I'm saying like, as an aunt.
Yeah.
To many.
Yeah.
I always want to give the fun gift.
No. Okay. I see that. I see that 100%.
I know somebody else is going to get diapers. I don't want to get diapers. I want to get something a little over the top. And more like, yeah, you're going to remember this.
But will that kid... will that kid who is a fucking newborn remember a Range Rover big wheel? They need a car seat to be. They need a car seat to be in the big wheel.
You'll take a picture.
I was so happy when I just thought of that.
But you will take a picture, right?
Absolutely,
a picture
they probably
is worth
will.
1,000 memories.
Yeah.
Not words.
To a parent of a newborn, diapers are fucking gold. And anything else would probably be better than a Range Rover big wheel.
All right, well, let's move
But
on.
I love Heather. I love her still.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
And then I wrote, oh, Jen's in heels in the snow again.
Oh, yeah.
And she's walking in to Heather's to help her plan for the party. And of course, she needs to be there for it because Jen plans fucking fantastic parties that she doesn't tell her husband about.
Yeah.
And the party's going to be all white with the decorations. And they're going through pics. And then all of a sudden, they start talking about Heather's divorce.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that was a bit intense for a little bit there.
It was intense, but I thought
I'm still a little confused. I have a lot of questions about the divorce and how it happened and stuff.
Well, okay, so let's run through what she said. She said, you know, being a Mormon and being a mom is about being perfect.
Yeah.
Right? She said keeping a happy and healthy household. Right?
Yeah, no, all those things are absolutely
correct.
true. Yeah, she said all these things, but I want to know who initiated the divorce.
Right, she said that was taken away from her.
Yeah, she loved her family.
By divorce.
That's what she... But
so, did her husband initiate it?
That's what I'm saying. Those are my questions. I don't know.
Those are my questions, too.
And so... so she was basically just saying, like, how... she felt like she built this life, and she built it for the life itself, not even necessarily for her, which I thought was like one of the most, telling things about that whole exchange. Yeah. And when they cut to like the confessional, and the producer was asking her if she's ever been in love, and she was just like, I don't know, maybe like when I was like 15, and I was like, yo, you.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know if she was still willing to go through that path just to live the life because she thought she was supposed to.
Well, I think
or if she's the one who initiated the divorce herself because she realized she was not on her own path. Because I don't know. It sounds like the husband initiated the divorce.
Yeah.
It sounds like the husband initiated the divorce.
It does sound like that,
and that shocked her into realizing that she was on the wrong path. And I thought Jen pointed that out really well. Like, this was one of the nicest moments that Jen has had in the entire show, where she was, talking to Heather, and she was just like, yo, you basically showed your kids, like, you changed the trajectory of your entire, like, lineage.
Yeah.
Because Heather was talking about how generations had never divorced, and then she was the first one, too. And now that's going to change the mindset of all her generations to come, and that's good, I think, because it's a crazy fucking church thing. Fuck the church.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think, yes, I agree with you about Jen. I thought it was a really good moment for her to get close with Heather.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because Heather was being really honest and open, and yeah, it's when you think I just think it's so crazy that she has to be so open and honest, right, on television. So many people are going to be watching this. I don't know.
No, I mean, that's what you sign up for when you're on one of these shows.
No, I know.
And it's like when you're in the public space, like, you know, you got a microphone in front of your face like we do now. Just feel like saying the most ridiculous shit about your lives that people might relate to for a reason. Let's see. So what else went on after that?
Oh, margaritas with Meredith.
Oh, yeah. This was fucking creepy a little bit.
Why?
Well, for multiple reasons. Like, was Jen hammered when she showed up? Because immediately she shows up and is laying on the couch with her legs over Meredith doing splits in Brooks's face.
Not immediately.
I mean,
Maybe
they might
like
have
20
edited
minutes
it, but like, well, first of all, Meredith is hammered. Let's talk about that for a second, because the whole scene opens up with her turning the blender on without the top open. Without the top on. And if we do that later tonight, I'm going to be very upset, because we've got still several more margaritas to make. So, just want to make that known.
We won't.
Okay. So, they're hanging out. So we meet her daughter also, Chloe, that we haven't met before. She's away for the first year of college. Brooks is there too. He's starting to wear on me, even though I liked him at first.
I know. Brooks.
Yeah. Like, he was super complaining about Jen's kick line thing, her fucking little Rockettes deal. But it's like, dude, you were sitting on the other side of the room. And her legs were, like, up. So, like, the angle that you would have had to been at to see what you're claiming to have seen.
How old is Brooks?
He's like 21, I think.
Okay, so he's still a baby. He's still like 20.
I was at war in 21, so I was at war. Yeah.
Just
saying.
You're a baby. But I'm just I'm like, if you live that kind of sheltered life, right?
Yeah.
Coming up in money like that, boarding schools, I'm assuming.
What, you don't want to? You're so offset by a fucking other rich lady's vagina?
Yeah, maybe it embarrasses you. I don't know.
I mean, I understand being there.
You're being filmed, and you're sitting there.
Yeah.
And she's doing this.
I'll be honest. I think he was more mortified because he's known her for a decade, and she's never been that extra. And now he thinks that she's being so fake. That's what.
I can understand that.
He can't deal with that.
I can understand that.
Because,
but is that the case?
Like, not to jump to my thoughts.
Do they know each other for 10 years?
I would imagine they know each other for a while. Yeah. I think they've known each other for years, this group. Like, maybe 5 at the least. But I think a lot of people who say Jen's being way too fucking extra, and I think that might be what fucking made him cringe instead of, the not angle that he saw her vagina at.
All right. I did write, Brooks is soft.
Well, like, towards the end, Brooks is like, we're going to go to Best Buy. and I wrote, kids leave, good move. And then I guess, they just kept drinking or licking the margarita off the countertop that fucking Meredith spilled it all over the place.
God, yeah.
Then we cut back to Lisa. She's back in the car. We see her in the car quite a bit.
Yes.
She's got her eldest son in the car.
Driving.
And he's driving. They're backing out of the driveway. He's got a sick pull-out game, according to him. He seems funny. I want more of that kid and less of Brooks at this point. Because he's been on screen for about 3 seconds, and I left. So I want more of that.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I wrote, why are they bringing the little one? If this kid's such a bad driver, why is the 8-year-old in the back? Like, this kid should be at home. Bring the Taco Bell home for the kid.
Oh my god.
Like,
It's
and
so
it seems
funny.
like they're just going out because she's like, pull out of it. She's on his ass the whole fucking time.
It's so
like,
great.
talking
It's so
shit.
great. It's so
Like,
great.
she's like, watch out for this, do that, do it. There's nobody on the road. It's fucking Utah. They're doing 20 miles an hour on a residential street. It's fucking nuts. Watch out for all the traffic here. There's nobody at that intersection.
Guess what, though? Come on.
Yeah.
Being a parent in a car with your teenage son,
Yeah.
I feel like I would react in the same exact way.
I let my daughter drive my car on the parking lot at 8.
Listen. I rue the day when I have to be in the car with Taryn.
Oh, boy.
Because
Yeah.
I know we're right on the cusp of that,
Yeah.
and I am petrified.
And then she directs him right into a 7-Eleven or some shit. She's like, all right, perfect.
Yes.
Park right here. Perfect. Easy. All right, now get the fuck out. Get me a 44-ounce Diet Coke with lemon. So
Light on
specific.
the ice. Light on the ice.
Oh,
Which,
man.
honestly,
I gotta say, I love Lisa.
I love her so much.
She's insane.
Is that fucked up?
No. She's good. She's good. I like it.
Right? She is.
Yeah.
What is it about her?
I don't know. I mean, I just appreciate the bluntness and the directness.
That's what it is. It's very similar to Ramona in a lot of ways, I feel like.
I also here's my thing too, right? And this is getting into a little bit of me.
Do tell.
I've always felt
Say more.
if I left here and went into any stupid little fucking town in the Midwest, I would run that town in about 5 seconds.
Mike.
And I think
Yeah,
Lisa's
Mike.
done that.
Such a fucking.
I know, no. I sound like a jerk off, and I
Such a
know
jerk
how
off.
jerk offy it sounds,
It really
and I
does.
know in my head it's not true. But like younger me, honestly felt if I just walked into like Sioux Falls, fucking Iowa, I would just be like, "Hey, I just came here from New York. I want to be the mayor," and I would be the mayor. Like I just,
Please,
you know what I'm
if
saying?
you are listening to this from Sioux Falls,
We've only had like 3 downloads from Iowa. I'm not nervous. Oh, speaking of downloads, I just want to say I'm constantly monitoring our statistics. And I ran into the living room earlier today. And I was like, Mare, I am so fucking nervous. We've got a download from Utah. And I think it's one of them.
you're such a jerk off.
Yeah, I know. I'm really just trying to make Mare laugh with how fucking wild I'm being right now. And it's working so good because she's drunk. And that's what we do.
You know what? Eat shit, okay? Right? Eat shit.
I don't even know that, but that's why I feel like my younger me likes Lisa because she moved out to a fucking nowhere. Cause who?
How dare you
Salt
for
Lake
bringing
City
it
has
back
like
around,
Salt
you
Lake
fuck.
City has one fucking professional sports team. It's a nobody town. It's like it's the Jacksonville of fucking the Southwest, and it's not even the Southwest. It's like the Jacksonville of the Midwest. They have one team. They're full of fucking weirdos, and everybody's a
hear you,
closet
son of a
fucking
bitch.
alcoholic or something.
I hear you, fucking fucker.
So that's why I think I respect Lisa deep down. It's because she did what I always thought I
I
could do.
really fucking hate you for bringing it right back around to Lisa.
Well, I have to because we have to get back on track.
No, we do.
And that's why I think I'm a good host of things.
I'm a good host of things.
Oh, the face you made of me right there. I love it. I wish people could have seen it. Ooh, I'm a host of things. Okay. For anybody else who's still out there. Because, yeah, we're a bunch of idiots who get off track. So Mary, she's out with Meredith. And
Oh, yes.
So Mary's kind of complaining to Meredith about how her kid wants to actually have his own life. And
Yeah.
Meredith's like, well, you gotta let them have their own lives, so I don't know.
When she starts talking about her marriage with her
Yeah.
grandpa husband,
Oh, yeah.
God. Okay.
Yo,
I'm
this
very
is a wild
conflicted.
storyline.
Yo, I am
Yes.
so conflicted how I feel about this because it's such a, like, if you really think about it, Mary was 19 years old.
And granted, you're allowed to get married at 19. But
you're a baby. You're a baby.
Maybe you shouldn't get married to a guy who's like 45.
And you're a baby. You are
maybe
a baby.
Not. Like, yo, it is really fucking weird. And I think the craziest part about it all is that her and her mom don't talk anymore. And they don't talk anymore because of the marriage. And they don't talk anymore because of the marriage. Not because her mom wanted to protect her daughter and say, don't marry this creepy old guy, this is fucking weird, but because the mom wanted to marry him instead. And that's fucking weird, man. That's really, really fucking weird. That, like, you've got this family tree with 3 fucking branches, and the grandmother's got a husband, and the grandmother on her deathbed or whatever was like, yo, you should marry my granddaughter, and the daughter in the middle of everything is fucking so incensed that she stops talking to the daughter because she wanted to marry the stepfather. What the fuck, man? This is so fucking weird. I love it.
I know, right?
Religion.
Well, like, that's the thing, because it's such a crazy thing.
Yes.
To watch, and you also, I don't know, there were times where it was just like, yo, I feel for this woman that she was 19, like.
I mean, she's into it now, and I
don't know. Is she really?
I don't think she's a real person. I don't think she's a real person.
Yeah,
I think she's the
sad part of it.
Yes, I think she's just a vessel going through life wearing Chanel and making weird facial expressions.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think she's a real person. I think she has no idea how to cope with fucking society. She goes out there every fucking Sunday and does a routine for the fucking congregation to milk a bunch of fucking money from a bunch of poor people and line their fucking pockets so that they can go to Tibet or wherever the fucking kid wants to go on his birthday. And it's absolutely ridiculous. It's like fucking, those mega churches that you see, and it's insane. But I love watching it. That's all that's going on right now.
Because I agree with you, it's so fucked up. It's fucked up.
Yeah, no, so that's fucking so wild. Like, and here's another funny part that they talked about, like, because they talked about, like, did you guys have sex on your wedding night? And she was like,
right.
No.
Yeah.
I actually had, like, a 6-week period, and
maybe it was 6 weeks.
And however long, I think she said, like, 2 or 3 weeks, but I was exaggerating with 6.
I think it was a 2-week period.
And then she was just like, and then the guy kept asking, like, yo, so.
The guy,
you
mean
grandpa
yet? Husband?
Yeah, grandpa husband, yeah, grandpa dad, yeah. And he was just like, so, you done yet? And she was like, I kept having to say no, it was super awkward. Yeah, because it's not fucking possible, and you were a 19-year-old scared fucking girl in this weirdo's fucking bed.
Yeah,
and then, just like Malta, you got a flame jewel, and you fucking, like, turn your head around.
Alright. You can't.
Sorry.
You really can't make these, like.
Sorry, that was that
really
book reference again?
Yeah. References.
Sorry, that was just from Mare. My bad. That's a character in a book that we're reading. So, anyway, we are back at Meredith's house, and Brooks is like, Mom, if you fucking invite Jen over again, I'm going to send you to your room because I'm not having any of that shit anymore. Brooks doesn't want anything to do with Jen. And
I mean, that scene, I was just like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and Meredith even went to the confessional, like, I think almost, like, toned him down a little bit. And she was like, we taught him to be independent, and I think he's a little out of control. But both Mare and I are both, at this point, we're both just like, yeah, we don't really like, Brooks is a little too pushy for our likings right now.
Well, he's still, I don't know. I just think he's still a young little babe.
He is a little baby. And you know what?
Get over it. Get over it.
Here's my hot take, right?
Hot take.
As much as he says he took the semester off to help his mom through the separation, I think that as much as they've mentioned his future clothing line and there being a show about her now, that might be a little bit more on Brooks's radar than monitoring mom for the separation. Just saying. I think we're going to see some fucking wardrobe by Brooks Instagram post that her mom's sharing there eventually once she's got fucking 100,000 followers like the rest of the fucking Housewives and shit. Just saying. I think it's opportunistic on Brooks' part.
And I would have to agree with you.
Oh, alright. So we're both team anti-Brooks. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So then we go to Mary's house where she's making fucking breakfast or something and teaching her husband how to turn the stove on. And
what? Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The stove doesn't work. I'm gonna hire somebody to turn this stove on.
You're right.
She's like, just ask me. I'll turn it on. And then she turns it on, and he's like, why is all the stove on? Like, dude, what is, like, he is a mess, too, of a human being, I feel like. He's like...
Well, I mean, I feel like that whole... I don't know what I feel with that whole relationship, but it feels very put on.
Yes.
Fake.
Yes. And...
Like, when she was talking with Meredith about it being a partnership...
Yeah,
it's like,
that's where it got even weirder. Yeah.
What does that mean?
And the son, when he came down, did not seem to be super engaged and like. I don't know if maybe he just didn't.
Well, I don't know if any kid is going to be super engaged in front of a camera, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'm not sure if it was the camera or if it was the fact that, like, his family life is weird and he doesn't respect it. I don't know.
It was very bizarre.
Yes, the whole thing. And she was on the confessional, like, I'm gonna make this motherfucker go to boarding school. She came down, she was like, you wanna go to boarding school? He's like, nah, I'm gonna miss my girlfriend. And you guys, and she was like, okay. And she made like a weird face.
Yeah.
She's got some very, very aggressive faces. It is very interesting.
I don't know, I just feel, it felt very, it just felt really fake.
And in the confessional, when this was all going on, she mentions how, like, she had to get to know him, like, after the marriage.
Right, Grandpa.
And taking into account that 10 minutes ago, she was saying how he was pushing for sex within the first week. He's a fucking creep! He is a fucking creep!
Yeah.
And that's my stance, regardless of anything that happens in the future.
Yeah, the whole situation is super creepy. She even says it, like, she does say, like, in the beginning, yeah, it was really weird. It was really fucking weird for me.
Yeah.
And I think, okay, here's the thing. I think this may be Mary's, like, first situation. No, but like her first...
She had never been with anybody before?
She's opening up about her marriage in the way that she can, right? The way that she thinks is appropriate.
Do you think this is a cry for help?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is it a little bit like Britney Spears? Like on her Instagram post and everybody's like, yo,
I don't mean, no, but like I don't even mean it, I don't even think she realizes what she's doing.
I just want to point out how embarrassed I am that I know about Britney Spears and her situation right now.
Why should you be?
Just because.
It's fucking Britney Spears. She was a fucking pop icon. Are you kidding me?
No, I hear you.
It shouldn't be embarrassing.
Then I know. Alright, anyway. I don't want to get into the Britney Spears stuff. And how she wore the dress that was the color. And when people were like, yo, if you're in trouble, wear a yellow dress on your next Instagram post. And she wore a yellow dress on her next
Just know about it. It shouldn't be embarrassing.
That is true. It's just pop culture. That's just me. Pop culture Mike.
Okay, pop culture Mike. I don't even remember. This is embarrassing.
Why? What's the matter?
Because I totally tripped over my words. You were trying to get the dog out of the room.
I got up to try and close
the
door on the
and
dogs.
I tripped over my words.
Mare couldn't carry it for 14 seconds while I was throwing a toy down the block.
I got it.
It's alright. It's alright. I'm here for you, my love. I'm here for you. Then they go to church.
Thank you. Thank you for saving it.
Then they go to church.
Thank you.
Meredith's there. Yo, I just want to say Meredith in her blue dress thing in the confessional or whatever it was, she looked like a Disney villain.
She did.
She looked like...
Do you think that was a wig?
I don't know, but it was big on her head. It looked like it was big on her head. Like her and Whitney's dad looked like they had the same...
So it could have been
I mean, I'm just saying, it looked like it was like back, like everything hung too far forward almost. Like, I don't know. It just looked odd to me. But she looked like a Disney villain. She almost looked like the fucking witch in Snow White.
I agree. I agree.
But at church, like, good for them. That's really all I could say is good for them.
Before you get into that, can we just talk about like the whole scene? Yo, everybody is so into Mare.
Yeah.
Mare she's fucking owning the stage. She's being a diva and owning the fucking stage. Okay?
Yeah,
People are fucking crying in the back. Like in the audience. They're crying, they're sobbing. Oh my God, Mare. Like, she is definitely a fucking performer.
She's doing her thing for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's doing her thing.
Whitney's enjoying herself. Whitney's dad, I feel like it connected with him, and that is great. That is great. But, you know, they were sitting in the front row. There's Meredith and Whitney and her dad. And everybody behind them was like a person of color. And I just felt like Mary's up there with a gold microphone. She's got like a gold Rolex on.
Yeah.
And all these people are giving her money. And I don't know. I just feel like the church is like a lottery that never fucking pays off for people. Like, it just, you know, and they just keep giving money to it. And then when they die, they hope something's going to happen. I don't know. I feel like it's such a snake oil thing. And the church just rubs me so much the wrong way. And I was brought up super fucking religious. And maybe that's why I went so far on the other side of the pendulum. But, man, seeing church stuff like that. And this is what I wrote at the end of it, because I do want to be fair, because I know it absolutely helps people. And they get out of it what they put into it. And I went to the University of Phoenix. And it is an online bullshit for-profit college. But because I actually did the work, I paid attention to it for a portion of time, I got out of it what I put into it. And I think the church is something similar, whereas as long as it helps people and you get out of it what you put into it, it's got a purpose, but they still should be taxed.
I would agree with you 100,000%. 100,000%. Guys, just pay your fucking taxes.
No, the church isn't going to do that
Ever.
But I'm just saying, like, look.
No, I agree with you.
I get that it serves a purpose. I get that it helps people. I really do.
I agree with you.
And if people want to believe in it, that's absolutely their business. Don't make laws based on it. And also pay your taxes. And that's why I think I like this franchise so much, is because they're very anti-church but pro-church at the same time. So it gives me a very good the confliction that I had in my early 20s.
Yeah, but it also gives you an understanding of why people turn to religion. They turn to church, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's
absolutely
nothing wrong with God.
There's nothing wrong with going to church. Like my parents go to church. I go to church with them sometimes just to make them happy, like my mom happy or whatever.
We grew up as Catholics. I'm just saying. Like,
it's just not our thing anymore. Yeah.
Right.
And
don't make that face.
It's crazy.
I know you think it's crazy. But I still understand why people turn to church and
Absolutely.
turn to prayer and they turn to worship.
1,000,000%.
Because there's a community there. There's
love, love.
There's love.
Acceptance.
There's
tolerance.
acceptance. But they also use that in many different ways against you. Yeah, to be manipulative, to think that you're evil,
like with
to
the
think.
deep.
Yeah, yeah. Just to use your sin, like if you fucked up as a human being. I don't know. We're getting
Those
too
are
deep.
aggressive churches. Yeah, those are like Scientology churches that use your shit against you.
But you know what I mean.
Yes, absolutely, I do. But yeah, you get out of it what you put into it. And that was kind of like the takeaway that I had, because I was watching it for a while, just like seething over how much I hate church. But then I saw that like Whitney's dad like absolutely got something out of it. So
yeah,
so, like,
that was
as
so
long as
emotional. I was crying.
Yes. So as long as people are, look, if you're into it, you're into it. That's cool. And if you're getting something out of it, that's even fucking better, and it's making you a better person, that's even better, but churches should be taxed. All right, we're moving on.
Please pay up. You make so much money.
Yeah.
Please.
So then we cut to Jen, and she's prepping for something. I think she's... What is she like? She's just trying out her look for the party? Like, I don't even know. Like, cause it seemed like she was getting dressed for nothing in particular.
She's got a Jen squad,
She's got the Shaw squad.
Yeah, the Shaw squad.
I read on Twitter that they're all hired actors.
Listen,
they're not really employees.
Listen, if they are...
If they're hired actors, then technically they're employees, I guess. So it's not
It
fake.
doesn't matter. It does not matter.
I don't care.
I literally said to Mike, if I paid actors to be on my reality show and I wanted them to applaud for me, what a great fucking feeling. How awesome. You come out in a beautiful dress, you have your makeup on, your hair is done, and you want people to applaud for you. Applaud for me!
Somebody pointed out, I think it was on Twitter or maybe Reddit or one of those two places, that one of the guys in the Shaw squad, right, when she walks into the 20s party, he's like the first one there who just goes, "Oh, you look amazing." And they were like, was he planted there just
amazing.
to say that when she walks in?
I love it!
Or like was he invited, I guess, and got there early? I think he was planted.
That's fine.
No, that's cool.
Fine.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I love Jen.
Yeah, and speaking of loving Jen, we go to Heather's baby shower where Jen walks in wearing boots like she's in ancient Rome.
Those boots were so... They weren't boots, though. They were sandals.
They were, sandals.
They were tied
things.
all the way up to her fucking thighs.
They were mid-thigh tied up. It was absolutely ridiculous.
It's amazing. She looked great.
I can't believe she had circulation in her feet.
Yeah.
It's so many straps.
I love it. I love it.
Her dress was awesome, too. And look, like, it was a cute baby shower. Good for them. They got Range Rovers instead of diapers.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like it was very sweet for Heather to throw that big party for all of her employees.
Yes, absolutely.
But Heather is definitely jaded.
Yeah.
For sure, about being a mother.
Yeah.
But I thought that segment or that scene about Heather was very... I thought it was very introspective.
Yes. She was talking a lot about her personal life and her decisions, and not even necessarily decisions, but like how her life went. And, she was kind of... She seems very happy where she is for the tumultuous path that she's got.
I felt like
and
it
the
was
rough road she was on.
Yeah, but I felt like it was a moment for us to learn about her just you know, she wants to make sure that her daughters really know what they want.
Yeah, and it's good.
Which is, you know, I don't know. I just felt like it was a very
just like we touched on before. Like she came to these realizations after the divorce, and
right.
you know, sometimes something like that knocks you into your perceived rock bottom, gives you a lot of perspective. You know, you can see a lot of the sky above when you're, you know, at the bottom. So yeah. That was a weird saying.
It worked though. I got it.
Yeah. So then the main part of this party was Jen and Heather and Whitney start having a chat.
Yeah.
And they're chatting about Whitney's upcoming party. And Jen's like, so is Mary Cosby coming? And they're like, yeah. And she's like, what the fuck? Why is she coming?
This drama is so stupid.
Yeah, it really is.
It feels really contrived at this point.
And that's what I'm about to, like, Jen is too much. Like, and I think she's trying way too hard. Like, you read, like I said, I read on Twitter, like, that the Shaw Squad is really just hired actors and she doesn't have these many assistants. I feel like she's trying way too hard to be a character for the show as opposed to being real, which is what reality TV is supposed to somewhat be about. And
yes. But I'm not going to throw the towel in on Jen yet.
How can you?
I know. I mean, her outfits are amazing. I get what she's doing. And we talked about this briefly while we were watching the episode. But, like, think about it. If Mary, as animated as she is, right?
But I feel like that's her true self.
Okay, fine. If that's your true self. I'm just saying, like, if that's your true self. But, like, Mary saying that hospital comment, and, like, I'm sure what Jen went through was very fucking intense.
Yeah.
Right? Your aunt, who you're very close with, who's almost like your mother, gets her fucking legs amputated and you're there. And, like, you just want to go see your girlfriends. And one of your girlfriends is like, she smells like a hospital. I smell like hospital.
When we talked about this last time, we were on Mary's side because we thought Jen was kind of ridiculous for taking such offense. And then Mary apologized. Yeah, we were.
I don't remember.
But, like, Mary apologized. But Jen is...
This
like,
is
that's
how
why,
I feel right now.
But that's why Heather was like, yo, why the fuck are we still talking about this?
Well, yes, I agree.
And and it was supposed to be done at the very awkward post-ski dinner.
Yeah.
Supposed to be done with all that at that time. So Whitney explains to Jen why she fucking likes Mary still and the church scene. And then Jen's also like, yo, Meredith went to church?
Yeah.
Meredith went to Mary's church?
Meredith of all people!
This is fucking bullshit. She loses mind again because it's Mary's church. And Whitney, and I just wrote down, Whitney and Heather are so reasonable.
Yeah. They really are.
They're so reasonable. But, like, so Jen's got beef all over town now. And,
which is dumb.
And, yes, exactly. It's so, like, on purpose. Like,
I get it, but
yes.
I'm just saying, I still also understand.
Yeah. So then we cut to a bunch of different people, a little montage kind of deal of, like, people getting ready. We got Whitney, we got Jen, they're just bouncing in their houses, getting ready for the party. And then we get to the party, and Whitney's fucking getting into it. She fucking loves it.
She's so into it.
She's doing, like, an accent almost. Like, there's a 1920s accent.
Yeah.
Like, her husband's like, what are you smoking out of that fake flapper cigarette thing? She's like, maybe something legal, maybe something illegal. That's the way I roll too, Whitney. What's up?
What's up?
So then we get to there, and for some reason there's a stripper pole, because apparently stripping and dancing on the pole was rampant in the 20s, but who cares? It's
Maybe
fucking...
it was.
Who cares? It's Whitney's party. I wasn't there. I can't tell if it wasn't. Right? I don't know what went on at Speakeasies. And I will defend Whitney until the day I die. So, fuck anybody who questions it. And then Whitney's just like, Meredith, why are you wearing bell bottoms? You look stupid.
She does look stupid.
She does look stupid.
She does.
She's wearing like a fucking power suit. Like,
it's a 20s party. Why even? Like, that's so signature. That is such like a, oh, it's 1970s.
If you're not going to dress up, at least just wear something basic. Like, don't fucking come with something from a completely different fucking era. Yeah, like, don't fucking pick a new era and go for that. Stupid fucking Meredith. Blah. Sorry, I'm a little drunk. I couldn't think of people's names now. Yeah, and then Lisa pops into the confessional. She's like, this bitch Whitney really likes stripper poles.
Yeah. I thought it was so great.
Absolutely.
So great. I love Lisa.
Yeah.
I love Lisa.
Yeah, she's like, no, don't show me any dicks. I'm shy. I'm good. Get out of here, strippers.
I'm so shy.
She's covering her eyes. She's like, no, not me. I only like Diet Coke and tequila and Mormons. No. Not me. Jen shows up then. She mentions that she's been drinking for a little bit before she shows up. She walks right into some beef, and that's where the episode ends.
Yeah, it was great.
So, holy shit, we are ready for a fucking minefield. I think a week from Wednesday now, unless they decide to put another fresh one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a supplies.
Yeah, we have to see. So, this is fucking wild.
I love it.
I gotta say, I dig it. So
I knew you would.
At the end of every episode, though, we go through the power rankings.
Yeah,
and I gotta say, we're kind of like in the middle. Like, for me, it's a Whitney Heather battle for 1 and 2. I think Whitney's number 1. I'll say Heather's number 2. Number 3 is Lisa, because even though she's a terrible person, I love watching her.
Yes. I agree.
I love watching her, and she's fantastic, and I can't wait to try her Vita Tequila and judge her.
When we find it.
Yeah, whenever we find it somewhere. I did read that you can find it at all Total Wine stores, which is the signature of top shelf liquors.
Do we have one of those?
I don't even know if there's one close to us in Jersey. I did find a couple places. They were a little bit further than
just
our.
Buy it on the internet?
Possibly. We'll see.
On Vita.
Yeah. And then,
.com.
And then after VitaTequila.com.
Thank you.
And then after that, I think I got married because she's so fucking weird. Meredith is boring, but I want to see what goes on with her husband because I like her husband actually. Like so.
Yeah.
And then Jen is at the end because I think everything she does is a fucking act. And every time she's with her family, they're all rolling their eyes at her. And at first you think it's just because she's a little bit extra, but now I'm thinking it's because her entire personality is bullshit for the cameras.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well.
So what do you got? What are your closing thoughts?
I got? Closing thoughts. I'm just going to say who I love the most this episode and who I don't love the most.
Let's hear.
Who I love the most would have to be Lisa.
Okay.
Because everything she says, I not only understand, but I relate to.
You picture yourself saying those things too?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that too.
And that does not make me an awful person.
Nobody said it did.
But
it makes Lisa an awful person. Not really, but
I really get it. I don't know what it is about Lisa, but I understand.
So do you want feedback or do you want to listen?
I don't want either. I already know.
You want to just end the episode?
I mean, and nobody's in the bottom of this episode. I love them all. I really do. I
agree.
I really, and I thought I wasn't going to like Mare, but I kind of like Mare too, because I feel like...
I always feel like we have to protect Mare too.
Yeah, well, the space that she's in, right? She's lived this very fucked... who the fuck are you to make a decision like this at 19 years old?
I need to make a compilation gif of every Mare expression.
Please.
Yeah, I think I might. Because they are superb.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, who... I want to know this story.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
And that's my 2 cents.
Yo, so you listened to us ramble drunkenly for longer than the fucking episode was about the episode.
Oh, God.
So thank you for that. We really appreciate it. Just rate us on all the podcast apps.
But not on this one.
Shit, yeah, just for our, more concise and, poignant opinions, baby. Not our drunken ones. But the drunken ones are a little bit more fun, I have to say. Once again, don'twantawatchthat.com. At Don't Wanna Watch on both Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, the O is a 0 because of the fucking 0 who has the other fucking name. I tweeted at him. He didn't get me back last episode, so fuck him. And, that's all we got. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We might have some more episodes because we have nothing to do for the next couple of days. So I think we're getting back into Real Housewives of New York.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, we are, because we did finish The Boys. We have that other episode. We're going to release that in a couple of days, and we're going to dive into Real Housewives of New York. That's all we got.
All right.
Later. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't fucking travel.
Please.